Hey guys, this is Gizmo here, and I am just quickly going to go over how I am attaching my NPC dialogue system to incorporate into the starting of a game in which you can join. This example game is called Bandit Bash, and here's our NPC we talk to, Gruff Thornspear. He is the battle master. So when I talk to him here, I'll bring up my NPC dialogue system, and he says, "Greetings, warrior. Welcome to Bandit Bash, a minigame of survival battling bandits and a small arena." Then he has the option, "Can you tell me more about Bandit Bash?" I'll have to get this filled out and discussing how to play the game and everything else and what it's going to do. And then I'd like to try a game of Bandit Bash, so I'm going to go ahead and click this. And so you want to die, huh? Sure. So I'm going to join match here, and he says good luck. And then I'll be teleported into this arena in which I'll have to kill some of these things here. So I'm going to try to avoid these guys. A little easy on an archer, but again, this is just testing the arena, and voila. There we go. So as you can see, I have a start of a functioning system here in which I can direct players into a minigame from an NPC. And yeah. So now it's just a matter of creating a instance-based controller where I can create multiple of these arenas and have this guy keep control of which ones are active and which ones aren't by when he the way he creates things. So when I create that controller over there, I'm going to get the code in here to attach that controller to him, and then it's going to keep track of that arena that it's being active as long as that controller's there, and it'll do the communication so that when another player would come up, it would know to select another empty arena. So getting that code in is a little bit more work, but I haven't got that in yet. Right now, a single player can't come up and do a minigame, no matter how you want to set it up. So I'll go over the code here in the next section here. Hey guys, back to the code side. I don't have enough time to really explain all of what's going on here. It's really not a lot, but I'm going to go through slowly, and some of this is commented. I could probably use some more commenting, but I'm going to leave it at that. So if you wanted to go through this section and just read some of this code and digest what this controller is doing, okay? And then that'll give you a general idea of how the controller works and reads from the data. So if you're wanting to figure out where the table data is at, all this value right here is it's the table right here. Okay, so it's pretty much right here. So whatever that value is, .players .start location, you can grab these tables. That's where it's grabbing all the information. So that's the basic gaming structure. I'm using down here. I'm using the enter and leave view to handle most of the game stuff, and I'm using the created object event to handle right here, and that's scaling the monster's hit points based off of its actual scale. So that's where I'm at right now for randomness. And so secondly, now what I want to do is I want to make a bunch of different bandits and wearing different equipments and pieces to try to make them look as different and act and fight as different as possible without changing too much of what comes in this Stones mod. Yeah, because we know everything's going to change. We're going to get new features. Things are going to change code-wise. That's in the future. I'm trying to make this as solid as possible to handle those kinds of blows by keeping it isolated and outside of the basics, right? This is just on its own, and it doesn't check much of what's inside the core and or what's going on in the game. It just handles what needs to be handled. Monsters and people inside of a area and selecting winners. And so now I have a dialogue system here real quick, and this is all I need to do anymore. You can see there is no coding other than right here when I select, hey, let's fight. So I scrolled through this, the AI base NPC file, which is AI base NPC dialogue right here. I can scroll through this real quick, and this has got the first table of the first time I made it, and these are just the core functions to handle the dialogue and dialogue window and the nodes and the management of so. And you can see that this is also has a child script here, parent script of the AI NPC dialogue, which was the first iteration that I made with the commenting. And so this has some of the base pieces, and I need to glue some of these files together and clean up my test things that I got right here. And I should be able to package out this whole little mod setup, and hopefully people will be able to download it, and you'll have to compile your own map, which is easy, and then change your config file to load that map or mod up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It shouldn't take, I'll make a video on that once I make the package. And then maybe you guys, anybody that's interested, can just play around with this and have some fun with it. At least it's good learning on how to make things like this, and it's good to build upon. So I'm going to stop this video and get to work on setting some of that up and adding some more features to this Bandit Bash game. Thanks for watching.